Hey there, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review of another Star Wars film, and that is The Empire Strikes Back. Yet again, the despecialized edition. And The Empire Strikes Back, directed by Irvin Kershner, who is no longer with us. He also directed RoboCop 2, which I have reviewed long ago on this channel. I enjoy RoboCop 2 quite a bit, actually. And The Empire Strikes Back is a good flick. It's a good flick. It's funny, watching these again, I would say I like Return of the Jedi more than Empire, even though Return has maybe a few little more flaws. But the stuff that works in Return of the Jedi works so well, and the little flaws it has, um, I don't find them as bad as other people do. So I would put Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, then Empire Strikes Back. But I know a lot of people consider this the best one. My favorite is the first one. And like I said, Return of the Jedi, then this one. Because, again, the stuff I'll get, well, you know what, I'll wait till Return of the Jedi to talk about that. But this one, I do enjoy. Really good set pieces. You have the beginning and Hoth and the cold. Being you have the creatures, you have the Wampas, the Tauntauns, you have the walkers, cool looking vehicles in the eyes. You have the romance developing between Han and Leia. You have great lines of dialogue. I love you. And Han goes, I know. Good line, which I know wasn't in the original script, but Irvin Kershner and Han Solo liked that line. Cool fight scene between Luke and Vader. Cool lightsaber sequence. Of course, one of the most famous twists of all. I am your father. Which is a twist that you would never get now. I mean, I can't remember the last movie that had that much of a twist that so many people did not see coming. And Luke Skywalker dying from being a fart in the wind in The Last Jedi doesn't count. The Force Awakens, you knew 5 miles away that Han was dying. Harrison Ford didn't wanted the character to die. He wanted it, and you knew that was happening. But like, you don't, because of the way the internet is, you'll find out the twist no matter what. So, especially that big of a twist. And it works. And you watch the film and it works still. Like, it works in the motion of the scene. I think Mark Hamill does a good job acting-wise in that sequence. The music by John Williams, once again, does another solid job on the score. The special effects, especially when you look at the despecialized editions of these movies, you just look at the model work. And I miss this kind of model work. And that's one of the things what I love so much about Blade Runner 2049 was the model work. And yeah, I know in the new ones they use some. Although I swear there are times where it looks like a lot of CG as well. I don't know what it is. But I know they use some because they're behind the scenes features and such about it. But back in the day, just the fact that you didn't have any CG to work with. You literally had to use models or matte paintings or some stop motion animation, like the wide shots with the Tauntaun, people riding the Tauntauns. I miss that. It'd be maybe hard to do nowadays, but I would love people to attempt to try a movie of this caliber without without CG. Literally with matte paintings, models, stop motion animation. But you'll never see that again. But I really do credit to the people who made the models and who did these special effects. They definitely should be commended for their jobs on these movies. And, well, like the first one more time say about Empire Strikes Back, that has been said. It's definitely darker than the first one. Maybe it just has a sort of thing where it has to be for me, the second of the three, where the ending, it has to be a to be continued. That's just how the gist of the story has to be. So Han's been taken, Luke lost. Has to be a little bit of a downer so that the next one you could rise up for the payback, so to speak. Although on the flip side, I would say I like Matrix Reloaded more than Revolutions. So uh, I I can't really say I have many problems with the movie though. Other than that, you know, the battle on Hoth with the walkers, being able to turn the rope around and trip these motherfuckers out and blow them up. Some of the lines of dialogue, like I mentioned, the I know bit, or even when Harrison Ford's character Han, he finds out Luke hasn't come back yet, and the guy's like, "Oh, but you and the Tauntaun will freeze." And he's like, "Then I'll see you in hell." I like that line of dialogue. Luke cuts a Wampa's hand off to get out of there. Han Solo he starts a lightsaber, cuts open the Tauntaun. Oh, I thought they smelled bad on the outside. I like the devices they use in the movie, like the tube Luke is in when he's trying to get recover from his injuries. Sort of this mask on, floating in this water tube type of thing. I like that. The humor worked well in the flick between Han and Leia. I just assumed kiss a Wookiee. I could arrange that. Or when she's given all these insults, nerf her, scruffy looking, and all these things is, who's scruffy looking? So their chemistry worked well in this movie. Between Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher. It is weird that if it's always that weird thing where if George Lucas knew that Leia was Luke's sister, why would he have Leia kiss Luke in the mouth? Or even in the first movie, the poster of the first movie. You know the poster of the first movie. Leia is pretty much humping her brother's leg, almost touching her brother's crotch. But George Lucas knew that those are brother and sister. Even the advertising, romance, they're showing Luke and Leia. It's like that's not the kind of romance that's legal. At least not, not in most states. That kind of romance isn't legal. So I kind of call bullshit that. I mean, yeah, in this movie, Yoda says there is another. But I'm like, well, then why did he do this other stuff? I'm suspicious of George Lucas. You know, did you just look at the poster of the first movie? Like, he had to approve the poster and stuff, the advertising, I would think. At least some type. Kind of, you look at some of those TV spots, it's like a boy and a girl, the love. I'm like, not the kind of love you want. But George Lucas, he into incest? But, so I don't know about that, but I guess because, no, I don't know why. I don't know if George Lucas was full of shit and just lying to people. I don't know. I really don't. But yeah, a lot of the set pieces, Han and Leia go off on their own. Luke has to go to Dagobah, finds Yoda, trains under him to be a Jedi. Han and Leia in the Millennium Falcon going through the asteroid. That was a cool action sequence. Love the bit that they think it's a cave, and he's like, this is no cave. And these teeth go down, they get right out of this big monster. I love the look of that creature. I always thought that was a cool creature. And with Yoda, that's one thing that one of like a billion things Rian Johnson didn't understand with The Last Jedi. When you watch Empire Strikes Back again, yeah, Yoda's acting goofy until he tells him, yeah, I'm Yoda. I'm the Jedi Master. And then he's very serious. He's fairly serious throughout the rest of the movie. And it's like Rian Johnson didn't understand that. He didn't connect the two. like Yoda was being goofy because, hey, he's not going to think I'm a Jedi Master. Let me see how he is. Let me act goofy. Hey, give him this light bath, this tug of war with R2-D2 and being goofy, eating stuff or trying to eat stuff. And then when Luke is like, oh, who is this little guy? Then he sits up and Yoda's much more serious, mouth a little bit more. And Luke goes, I'm not afraid. And Yoda goes, you will be. You will be. I guess Rian Johnson, did he only see bits and pieces of this movie? Or did he only see it like 20 years ago or so? Like, had he not seen it for... Did he only see it back in 1980 when it came out? Like, Rian Johnson's full of shit. Johnson, his last name, fucking his dick. Fits perfectly. Rian Johnson's a fucking hack of a director. I don't mind Looper. I like Brick, but he's a prick. And he's full of shit. Just like J.J. Abrams are full of shit, man. Again, like, so why do you have him so goofy in The Last Jedi when shit is at their pretty damn worst? And you just, oh, I'm goofy. I'm like, you didn't understand. I'm not even a guy that grew up watching Star Wars over and over and over again. I'm like a casual fan of these movies, and even I fucking understood it. Rian Johnson? What the fuck? Maybe you should be more worried about shit like that than your fucking stupid ass CG. What the fuck were they? Horses running through a fucking gambling site, or worried about Luke and where he got his milk from walrus titties. Instead of the walrus titty, stop sucking walrus titty, and maybe you should like study some of these movies if you don't make a sequel. Just saying. Just a thought. Yeah, the bit where Yoda gets the ship out of the water, which I think, if you want to give all these million fucking callbacks in The Force Awakens and even in fucking Last Jedi, hell, that would be a callback that would make sense. You see Luke's ship, hey, now he finally got to do what he wasn't able to do before. Now he gets to put the ship out of the water. Nope, that would make more fucking sense. Too much fucking sense, I guess. He's too busy swerving, except he swerved into a fucking ditch. Han Solo, Leia, they get to Cloud City, which I love the design of the city up in the clouds. Love the look of the city. Billy Dee Williams as Lando, great addition. I liked him in Nighthawks with Sylvester Stallone. He has a great sense of humor. He has a fun personality, and it was cool to see him in these movies. It's cool that he got to come back and Return of the Jedi. Had a bit more heroic stuff to do in that film, which was cool. Blowing up that second Death Star. I thought that was really neat that they let him do that. He betrays them, but he wants to help his city. That's why. One weird bit about that, like Leia is having doubts about Lando, but Han is like, well, I've known him, and yeah, he's a friend, so I don't trust him. But having fun with that. But there's a part where they find C-3PO has been destroyed. Even Chewie comes in with destroyed bits of C-3PO. But they don't ask Lando, what happened to this? Like, they don't have any questions about it. Like, this is a droid that was with you, and now it's been turned into bits and pieces. You're not even like, Lando, what do you know about this? They just brush it off. I didn't understand that. Thought that was pretty confusing. Like, I didn't get that. Also, it's kind of funny how Yoda keeps going on about, oh, you're not ready to be a Jedi. Which, granted, he gets his ass kicked. But then when he comes back, nah, there's more training. Comes back, nah, there's no more training. Which I guess maybe that's a fault that you put on the third one. But bait for Luke to get there. Han Solo gets frozen in carbonite after saying "I know," after being told "I love you." I know. Thought that was, again, that's a cool line. Good battle between Luke and Vader with the lightsabers. But you are not a Jedi yet. Cool long fight. Love the lighting. Whether it be in this big room with the lighting on the grates or in these small or these sort of narrow corridors. And they're having this long fight. There's smoke before that. After it, Luke gets blasted through. The fight continues. Vader starts throwing shit at him. Well, first throwing shit at him, then he just throw him back. Then more of the fight. Then he gets his hand cut off, and then you get that scene. Which again is a good emotional scene. Mark Hamill does a good job acting wise. James Earl Jones, great fit for the voice of Vader. I think there was something about on the day they filmed it, people thought he was going to say, or they made people think he was going to say, like, Obi-Wan was your father. And then some people didn't know until the screening, the first screening, that I am your father. And yeah, I know he doesn't say, Luke, I'm your father. He says, no, I'm your father. He doesn't say Luke. Again, it's a twist that you never really will get nowadays because of how much and how easy we can get information because of the internet. But it's pretty cool and it works. It definitely works. And he decides to, no, I'm not going to join you. I'll just drop my ass off here. Gets help from Leia and the Millennium Falcon because Lando has helped Leia and Chewie escape. And they rescue him. He gets a fake hand. They look out on the stars as the movie ends. I mean, other than a few little, like, teeny tiny nitpicks, I don't have much problems with the movie. Which, again, I guess people are like, well, why do you like Return of the Jedi more? Well, I mean, I'll talk about more when I review that film, but I guess it just because the ending, which is not the movie's fault, is based on design, it can't have the finale. How do I put it? It has to have it to be continued. It has to. And I guess for me personally, then why do you like Matrix Reloaded more than Revolutions? Well, when I review those, I'll talk about that. One day I will review the Matrix films because I like all three of those as well. But I don't know, just I don't know. To be continued thing, I appreciate the happy ending finale of Return of the Jedi, and even the first movie had a more finality. And this one, again, based on design, it has to be continued. And I don't know, maybe because also everyone always pimps this up as their favorite one. And again, my favorite is always the first one. And then Return of the Jedi, I know for a while a lot of people just hated Return of the Jedi. I don't know if hate is the word nowadays, but I guess that was the thing. Like growing up, people like, "Oh, Return of the Jedi sucked." I'm like, I don't mind it. I like Return of the Jedi a lot, actually. And then yeah, I'll get to why in the next review. I like it. It's my second favorite Star Wars movie. I mean, it has my favorite lightsaber battle between Luke and Vader. It has love the beginning with Jabba the Hutt, the speeder bike chase, the battle at the end, the happy ending, which doesn't matter because most of them fucking Disney killed. Well, Carrie Fisher died in real life, unfortunately, but they killed Han, they killed Luke, and it didn't fucking matter. Because all the shit they did didn't matter because they came back tenfold, 10 times stronger, 10 times bigger with this fucking guy named Snoke that popped out of Jar Jar Abrams' asshole, and Ryan Johnson sat on and suffocated. And hey, all the shit you did in these movies? Fuck you, Han. Fuck you, Luke. All the shit you did didn't fucking matter. Too fucking bad, so sad, poor baby. And I'm like, fuck you, and the fucking horse you rode in on. Yeah, that horse is fucking everybody up in the stable, and it's so fucking wobbly when you try to do a race, it falls flat on its face. And I'm gonna be standing on there and be like, yep, I bet the fucking house wins. Take your money, Ryan Johnson. I take your money, J.J. Abrams. I took your money, and now I'm spending it on what the fuck I want to see. Dude, you're both fucking fired. Everyone's fucking fired. Kathleen Kennedy, you're fucking fired. And you know who I'm gonna hire? I'm gonna hire my friend Michael Keane, Phantasm, and other fans, and they're going to do a sequel to Return of the Jedi the way you should have been. So you're fucking fired. But anyway. Empire Strikes Back. Everyone has said anything and everything about these Star Wars movies, how they were made, how they were done, up, down, left, right, and center. What the hell more can I say about it? I think it's a good flick. I don't think it's a bad flick at all. Like I said, it's good special effects, music, set pieces. The actors do their jobs well. Nice additions like Lando, the walkers on Hoth, the battle with Vader, the asteroid, and then going out of the big beast, which they thought was a cave. Cool settings like Cloud City. The great twist that brings a nice jolt to the story of the big bad guy Darth Vader being the father Luke Skywalker. It's a cool twist, but it's not a grown-worthy twist. Not like really good twist. So, Empire Strikes Back, good flick. Can't say anything more about it. Thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.